welcome back, everybody. I don't know what episode this is, but this is Pro Football Focus in the off season. I don't think it matters what episode it is, Jake. So you don't even have to grind those cogs about it. But I'm Hunter. With me as always is Jake and Austin.
Hello.
Good to be back.
Definitely.
Yeah, so we can just hop right into it. We got a lot of news going on that we've missed out on. Starting out with probably most importantly, the Madden cover.
Yeah, and I believe Madden teased this by tweeting something about goat times 2 or something ridiculous.
It was Peyton Hillis herding baby goats.
Yeah, Peyton Hillis hurdling 2 baby goats. So I think they're trying to say that these 2 are going to be the goats. But a lot of people were fired up that the MVP edition didn't have the actual MVP on it. Aaron Rodgers. They think he got slighted.
I don't know. Did these people know that there's like an MVP edition every year? It might not necessarily be who the MVP is.
Yeah. I mean, what was last year's? Do you know?
Lamar, who was the MVP, I believe.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't work out like that.
I mean, it's Madden. It's EA. They don't care.
I don't know, dude. New gameplay, new features look pretty sick.
See, the only thing I'll say about it is like the photo, I'm fine with. I mean, clearly it's a everyone being friends here type situation, but I just don't necessarily like the color scheme and like the somewhat like Native American patchwork on the sides with the little triangles and stuff. It just looks kind of weird.
Well, Jake, I'll have you know, EA's lead graphic designer is a Navajo Native American Indian, so you're kind of just being pretty oppressive right now, and that's not cool.
Well, I mean, if anybody's going to do it, then he has the right to. So, but if it was
it's
some
also corporate... a girl, you asshole.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm going to go personally
misogynistic
apologize.
Pig.
Yeah. Thinking that only men can design.
Misogynistic pigs and men. Carl Nassib has come out as a gay, which is old news at this point, but good for him. Gotta, make that okay in the NFL.
Yeah, and he's also donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project, which is a suicide prevention organization for the LGBTQ plus youth community.
Yeah. So hopefully Trevor Lawrence can get involved in that. That'd be cool. Because his name's Trevor.
Yeah.
I was like, huh? But isn't he a real religious guy,
Yeah, I would hope that Trevor is still cool with the gays, but
I think I would assume he is. Most people are.
I would assume that too, but you never know.
Tim Tebow came out and said, "There's no way I could be teammates with Carl Nassib," and that's why I didn't go to the Raiders.
Jesus, that would probably be a bad PR move on his part.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nuts.
Be a bad
First time back in the FL. Let's start turning some heads.
Let's get back in the headlines.
Carl Nassib might be the first open, active gay NFL player, but Austin has actually met the first ever gay out NFL player, Michael Sam, in an airport one time.
I sure did. He was sitting right in line with me. And
was he cool? Did he interact with you?
I did go up to him and say, "Excuse me, are you Michael Sam?" And he said yes. And that was pretty much it. I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you."
Nice.
And then we kind of went our separate ways.
Did he also say, "Nice to meet you too," or was he like, "Yeah, I bet it is"?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't cocky, but I think he didn't want to be recognized.
Want to stay incognito.
Yeah.
I see.
Kind of like the time I met Ron Rivera in an airport, but either way, good for Carl. That's sick.
Carl.
Yeah, did it in a pretty good way, which is like, hey, so I'm gay, and I hope this helps everybody, accept it. So I'm gonna make this donation, and thanks. And
I was like, real nonchalant about it. Didn't go about it like a Demi Lovato type would. He just put it out there, and that was it.
Yeah. Wasn't trying to steal the show with it or anything, but he ended up doing that anyway. But
yeah.
I mean, Set
Humble
the
brag.
precedent for the future gays to come out.
Yeah, important step.
Mhm.
We got Chiefs star Frank Clark being arrested for allegedly having an Uzi in his Lambo SUV. That's pretty cool.
That sounds like a rap lyric.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have an
Having a
Uzi in my
Glock and
Lambo
Rari.
SUV.
yeah.
Yeah, having a Uzi in
Wow.
the beanie is pretty hard and pretty gangster.
In the
And I
Lambo
hope,
SUV.
Yeah,
I can take this Lambo off road.
yeah. So I mean, Frank Clark,
Wow.
he's an OG apparently. Poor guy.
Well, he did it to himself.
Yeah.
But Jameis Winston was doing some weird drills. Hopefully,
he was
Jake, you could put the
practicing-
video up.
He was
Yeah,
practicing
yeah.
backing up into defensive linemen and shrugging them off.
1, 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 4, 6,
Really
Protecting
showing
the
off
ball.
some primetime
It's a
footwork.
weird video. It looks very unnatural.
His pal has I think a boxing glove on, and it's just punching the ball. I
Yeah.
think it's a boxing glove.
Saints starting quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he does good.
Yeah, he'll do good.
New eyes. You know, what else do you want? What else do you need? Just new eyes.
I hope so. I'm eyeing up Michael Thomas in this dynasty league.
Ooh.
Well, it's good to see him working on his ball security with this punching glove guy because Jameis did lead the league in fumbles or something of that nature a couple years ago. So
There
he's
you go.
working on his downfalls.
Now, is there going to be some type of ban against the spider tack in the NFL, like the MLB bullshit going on?
Spider
Definitely
tack.
not.
Spider, it's just kind of like a stickum in a way, but like not as cummy, I guess. I don't know.
Do they use that currently?
It's a newer product, yeah. And they were like, hey, you guys can't use this shit.
But do they use it in the NFL?
Oh no, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know
Oh.
if it would add any zip to the ball, you know.
I remember we tried to use stickum when we played flag football in college, and the ball itself would just get so sticky that I just couldn't imagine that being good in the NFL. Like your quarterback would be trying to throw it, even
Yeah.
if he didn't have stickum. Like
They have multiple balls, though.
True. That is true.
The ball boy probably wipes it fresh and clean every play.
Yeah, he has some rubbing alcohol. It's like,
That's why Jerry Rice always had a towel, so he could wipe the ball down from his stickum use.
Yeah, for Steve.
Wow.
Steelers release guard David DeCastro and then subsequently signed Try Turner like that day.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were saying maybe David DeCastro will retire. But as of right now, he hasn't said anything, so I think he's a free agent.
released with a non-football injury. What was the non-football injury?
He broke his penis.
I think
Oh,
they just-
Jesus.
Yeah.
I think they did that for just some kind of technical reason to let him go without having to pay him extra.
He stubbed his toe in the parking lot, so we had to let him go.
But
Yeah. But with David DeCastro, if he's not retiring, there's still some quality O linemen left in the free agency.
oh yeah, who
Think-
else is out there? Mitchell Schwartz,
Yeah. I think,
Eric Fisher still.
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, there's some guys. Kyle Pitts went to Travis Kelce's tight end camp.
The tight
So
end
he's-
summit.
Yeah, he's
Kelsey and
learning.
Kittle.
Defender to do is that you get a guy to just try and get their balance and guess as big and fast as you are, you to the house.
Dawson Knox was already there, but no one cares about Dawson.
So was this a camp for like anyone? It's like
Kids.
college kids, high school kids?
Yes.
No.
So Von Miller last year started the pass rush summit where all the pass rushers in the NFL could get together and like share tips with each other.
Oh,
So
okay.
the tight ends copied it and they invited every starting tight end except for Tim Tebow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So yeah, Dawson Knox was there, you know. Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst were there from the Falcons.
Tim Tebow didn't get invited?
No. Yeah.
Bum, bum,
Sorry.
ba-bum, bum.
They said they'd rather save the spots for guys who have been playing tight end.
Oof, that's not
what
nice.
Killer Trav said.
Jake, a
Oh.
little aside. You know that noise you just made?
Yeah.
I was looking up microphones from the 1970s game show, The Match Game, where you
Okay.
hold it like down here and it's on a long, tiny little
Yep,
pole
yep.
right here.
Classic.
You know how much those cost?
Those are probably like $299.
Try $550. They're collector's item microphones.
Oh,
They're
okay.
specifically made for that show. It's crazy, but I really
Even
want to.
The shitty like
around.
My wife
knockoff
would
ones.
not be happy.
No, it's
Don't
very,
tell Mrs. Spot about this.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I
impossible.
mean, listen, how committed are you to the joke? That's the real question.
Very, but I want to
And-
do like a game show with one. I think it'd be hilarious.
Oh, a game show would be awesome.
Yeah, but
You
not
gotta
for
do it.
$550.
You got the camera, just make a game show. It's that easy.
True.
Easy.
Looks like some Miami defensemen were hanging out together. Looks like we got Calais Campbell, Greg Rousseau, and Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips is upset because he's not usually the smallest guy.
I believe he's 6'6", and Calais and Greg Rousseau are both 6'8". But this picture made me realize what a
Greg
hoss
is
Calais
6'7".
is.
I just like how they're pointing to each other. Like he did it. No, he did it.
Yeah, yeah. And Calais is just like the you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at the shoulders on Calais.
he is a
Yeah,
big
dude's
guy.
fucking jacked.
He's jacked.
Wait. Now look at the normal size human behind them. That dude, he looks like a dwarf.
Yeah.
Like he looks like someone from The Hobbit.
Does
And that
guy
guy's
got a
probably way
Jacksonville
taller than me.
Jaguars? Does he have a Jags logo on his left pec?
Who?
The old guy with the mask down, the chin.
Oh
What-
my god.
What
Enhance that
enhancing
image.
technology are you using? I don't think so.
You see that guy in the back wall? Is he eating something? Like,
Well, it's Florida. He's probably at their pro day or something. No, this is some. They're just having a 7-on-7 or something.
I think Calais Campbell is cool because he's so big that like his voice is different. Like it's not like a normal person's.
Yeah.
He has to talk like this because he's so big.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I'm surprised he hasn't got any acting gigs to be some giant hoss on a show somewhere.
I'm sure when
Yeah.
he retires, he'll get there.
I think that should be the move for like every NFL player. It's like, all right, time to get into showbiz.
Yeah.
Like I already have my name. Like either start a podcast, get on some type of show, host a game show. Hunter, you could just be like, there's your opening. Like, hey, looking for hosts that used to be NFL players. I have a long, skinny microphone. That's your
We
perk.
love your voice, Calais. You'd be great to host it.
And that's the thing. How tiny that long, skinny mic would look in his hands. They're like, is he holding a giant toothpick or like, what is that?
The physical comedy is off the chart.
Yeah. It's like, there is no game. It's just you looking funny with this weird microphone.
I'm sure you can get a replica of it that's not a collector's edition.
No, dude,
Technology doesn't exist anymore.
it doesn't. I'm telling you, it was specifically made. Like
Wow.
you
I
don't
mean-
understand.
You just got to cop it, you know? You have to write that in your will. That's an asset.
It's a Sony ECM 51A. If you guys were curious.
Sony ECM 51A.
Yeah, try and find one. Go ahead. You won't. You won't. But while you guys are trying to find that, some fines were dished out in the NFL. The 49ers were fined $100,000. Kyle Shanahan $50,000. Cowboys $100,000. Mike McCarthy $50,000. The Jags $200,000 and Urban Meyer $100,000. So these were all OTA violations. I don't know what the other two teams were for, but I know somebody was saying that Urban Meyer was running Oklahomas on the first day of non-contact drills. So you gotta find that guy, I guess. But I like it because he's setting a tone.
Do these coaches even care? Like the Jaguars were fined. So, oh no, okay. So the coaches were fined too.
Yeah.
Do they even care at this point?
I don't know. I feel like even if you're making like $10 million a year or whatever, $200,000 is or $100,000 is still a lot of money.
Yeah.
So why were they ordered to cancel this bullshit?
Cancel what?
It says ordered 49ers to cancel the final week of OTAs last month. Cowboys were ordered to forfeit one OTA practice during the first week.
Because they were acting a fool. So they said, hey, if you're going to act a fool, we're going to take away your OTA.
How are they acting a fool?
I just told you the Jaguars were running Oklahoma drills in the non-contact portion of practice.
Who gives a fuck? They're
Because
grown-ass men.
there's a portion of practice where you can't touch and it's non-contact.
These guys can buy weapons and cigarettes. You can't let them do Oklahoma drills.
I guess that's true. If you can buy cigarettes, you should be able to do Oklahoma.
They can go into R-rated movies, and they can go into adult movie theaters. Like what? And you can't let them do Oklahomas? It's bringing football back to football. That's all I'm calling it.
Next time we all hang out, do you guys want to go to an adult movie theater together?
I don't think they're a thing anymore.
That would be a good bonding experience.
I'm sure we could find one. Like, we don't have to get all Deshaun Watson-y, but we could just watch.
Do they sell popcorn?
I hope so.
So my hands are all buttery.
I feel like that's got to be a joke somewhere, some stand-up.
a grain of salt just goes in the wrong spot. You're like, oh, shouldn't have
In your
salted this
pee-pee
popcorn.
hole.
Yeah. Or your beehole, you know, whatever you're down with. It's up to you. We're not gonna hate here.
I tried to look up what these guys did to get fined, but there's nothing. They're keeping it in-house.
Yeah, probably a good thing. Devin Bush might want to keep his comments in-house because he says, if you a grown man and you got TikTok on your phone, stay TF from around me.
Stay the fuck from around me.
I didn't want to use the profanity.
Well, when I upload the videos, I click not for children.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I
so
saw
yeah.
someone in the comments went on TikTok and like looked at all the Steelers player, and it's like half their roster has TikTok. So
Yeah.
it's like a tumultuous statement to be made.
Yeah, this is a pretty funny response from JJ Watt saying, you're gonna need to build your own locker room over there, bro.
Yeah. And I don't know if you see this little link on the next page on the top, but this is a Juju Smith-Schuster TikTok I think you guys should watch. This is what they're doing on TikTok nowadays, guys. They're putting on wigs and fake cheeks, I think.
Is
Or
he
that might just be
pretending to
real.
be Sha'Carri Richardson or something?
I'm not really sure.
Oh,
read
yeah.
Well, if he
Yeah,
we heard he should
yeah.
have smoked a joint before running that race.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
And-
seen
and-
Devin Bush watch that, and he's not about that life.
I don't understand that whole train of thought. It's not like she was smoking right before the race. I think she just failed a
What?
drug test because it was in her system.
Well,
Well, no,
and
they
my
said
whole
that-
thing is like, why does it matter? You could smoking weed before a race, like you might as well just take yourself out of the running. Like that's
Yeah.
performance inhibiting drugs.
Well, they said the levels for the Olympics were raised to such a high level to test positive that she had to have smoked like the day before she took the test.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, also
Yeah.
she dealt with it in a fairly respectable way. She was like, yeah, I knew the rules, so don't fucking feel bad for me.
But I just feel like the people on Twitter are like, how would you smoke weed right before you raced? And I don't think that's like what happened. Like she wasn't starting block.
She's like on the block. All right, take this.
Not what happened.
She's like coughing.
Although I do think it's a poop rule, but you do have to follow the rules until they're changed.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it makes sense because like you're competing against other countries who like they'll cut your balls off if you smoke weed.
Yeah.
So like I get that. Like that makes sense.
And also, Michael Phelps once tested positive for marijuana, and they let him compete. And he's
Well,
the most
Whoa.
American gold medalist of all time.
I was gonna say he's also a cisgendered white male.
Yeah. And he also already had the gold medals, you know. She wasn't a guarantee, like high prospects, but you know, he's had the medals.
Yeah.
But also that was before things mattered.
You think just because Sha'Carri Richardson is an LGBTQ plus black female athlete that she's being ostracized?
Yeah, it has something to do with that for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
Interesting.
Back to the TikTok thing real quick. I think we're seeing like JJ Watt kind of said, a divide in the Steelers locker room where you have like Devin Bush, who I think is more of like in line of a classic Steeler player mold who just wants to play football and be tough and hit people. And then you have like Juju and Chase Claypool who are like wiggle dicking and dancing together.
They're Corvette.
So I think we're seeing the decline of like the Steelers being like cool, tough guys, and now they're just going to be TikTok guys.
Yeah. Once Big Ben hops on TikTok, it's all over for the Steelers.
Yeah. Well, I bet Mason Rudolph is making some sick videos too.
Yeah. We should start following them on the talk and see what's going on. We should have
Yeah.
a talk of the week segment.
Ooh, I like that. NFL player talk of the week. Interesting.
We'll have to peruse TikTok though.
That's fine.
And then I don't know if we talked about this next one, but Tom Brady basically said when he was searching for teams in free agency, one of them turned him down, and he basically said that you're sticking with that motherfucker. And a lot of people theorize that he might be talking about the 49ers, sticking with Jimmy G because he grew up a 49ers fan. Or maybe he was even talking about Nick Foles because he hates Nick Foles and he doesn't shake his hand when he loses to him.
I feel like it wouldn't be Jimmy G. I think they still got to be kind of friends, right?
I don't know. I don't know if Jimmy G.
What?
Jimmy G and Tommy B. I don't know if they were tight.
I don't know. I feel like Tom Brady won that scenario.
I mean, how many rings does Jimmy have as a starter?
0?
Tommy B leaves and goes and gets one right off the bat.
Yeah, but why would Tom Brady not like Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy Garoppolo's like never taken anything from Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think there's just some animosity that Bill Belichick wanted to go with him instead of Tom.
Yeah, Tom Brady as a 49er would have been exciting, but we'll talk about exciting teams later. Looks like Patrick Mahomes is doing some new training drills after last year's Super Bowl where he was sacked a bunch of times. He's just running around some cones being crazy.
Yeah, and there's some guy chasing him.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy says that it looks like he's playing Extreme Duck Duck Goose, which maybe that's a good drill to incorporate if you're a young quarterback.
I think you got to get like Chris Jones in there, not just this white dude with an Apple Watch.
Chris Jones and Calais Campbell just chasing you down. I bet you Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson. Probably Lamar Jackson.
I'm coming for you, Patrick.
Would be the best.
Yeah. Ooh, probably Kyler just because he's so tiny.
Yeah, I feel like he'd get around those cones well.
His little legs move so fast. Oh, Jake, I wish you were in this Dynasty League we're doing.
Yeah, it's a shame you're not.
Yeah.
So this next segment is called Sniffin' Grams. And this
New segment alert.
This is just some of the Instagram news that we got. And basically, Josh Gordon is applying for reinstatement from the NFL yet again. So I don't know what time, like how many times he's done this already, but I feel like I see this headline every 6 months.
Yeah, I almost like when it happened in the group me, I was almost like, all right, guys, mark your calendars for next year, like because it's just an annual thing.
Yeah. And then I put some stuff about like Patrick Mahomes is saying that Sha'Carri Richardson should run because I think the whole marijuana thing's stupid. Like Calvin Johnson admitted that he smoked weed after every single game and he never failed a drug test because it's just a matter of if you pass the one drug test.
Yeah.
If you fail it, then they start testing you more. And if you can't even like not smoke to pass that one, then you're gonna fail the subsequent ones. And then
Mhm.
they throw you out of the league, they suspend you, do all this stuff. I think you just let those boys go. Especially, I mean, Josh Gordon was in Seattle, right? It's leagues
Yeah.
in Seattle.
Yeah.
All I know, watch for him to be picked up on G-Man's team at some
Well,
point.
Oh yeah.
also like this
He'll be riding the
Carrie
wave.
Richardson, she apparently had smoked weed also in a legal state. So it's like, and I mean, if you're breaking records, like, might be
Doesn't
something you
matter.
could slide
though,
under the
dude.
rug.
If I'm smoking weed while driving my car in Seattle, I'm still breaking a rule.
But see, that's the thing is everybody can drive a car, and not everybody can break Olympic sprinting records. So
Yeah.
I think the rule's fucked up, but I think you got to follow it until it's changed.
I don't care if she's diddling kids like Bill Cosby. She should be allowed to participate in the Olympics. Get
yeah, I
Bill
mean,
Little than a kid.
honestly, you know, when you really break it down, what are the Olympics? The Olympics are your country's best athletic performers.
Yeah.
I think it should be no fucking rules.
It's not
Like-
our most law.
Like literally, you are in maximum security prison, but you can run the hurdles like a motherfucker. We're gonna pull you out, compete for us, win, and get the fuck back in jail.
They should have a jail Olympics. I would watch that.
Like, we know that you just mass murdered 100,000 people, but man, can you pole vault? Get out of here! Come on, champ.
They give you a
Definitely
2-week
jail
visa.
Olympics, and then I think Olympics Plus, and that's where they'd be able to use like all the steroids and everything.
Oh, and then Cyborg Olympics is next. That's you know.
That's the Neuralink monkeys just doing whatever.
They have the brains of humans, but the bodies of orangutans.
That'd be scary.
Yeah,
Next
absolutely.
is the monkey bars event. And they're just swinging, going crazy. The banana eating competition.
Listen, enough primate talk. Okay?
Man, eating competition should be in the Olympics, though, for
Yeah.
real. We would crush.
I mean,
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut should at least get a couple gold medals.
Yeah, like, come on. You're not telling me that's athletic? Just
You
like,
tell me China has
oh,
a guy
that's
who
something
can throw
crazy.
down 80 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
I bet they probably
Wow.
made him in a lab.
Yeah,
True.
a Wuhan lab of virology.
He's like
Of hot dog eaters.
he's like Floyd Mayweather. All he did from the time he was born was learn how to eat hot dogs fast. But
See a picture of him as a baby. He's getting like a hot dog crammed. It's like,
Oh man.
speaking of cramming hot dogs, the Cowboys are on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
yeah, this sucks.
Why does it suck?
Because Texas, it's just not cool.
Oh. dude. Most people in Texas hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's just the Cowboys aren't fun. They aren't fun.
I feel like
They're
the
just lame.
Cowboys already have they have the Cowboys network down here where you can just watch and they show you everything that's going on anyway.
For real.
They got I feel like they have the most lenient media. Like anyone could go there and film whatever. That's why they never get any wins or anything, because other teams can literally. There's like an apartment complex right next to or not it's a building that's for rent, and it's right next to their practice field, and anyone can rent these rooms and watch them practice.
What?
Yeah.
Seems like something that if you know about that people should probably take
Oh,
care of.
No, yeah, I've heard people say like this is why they'll never win anything, because you can
For
literally
real.
watch their practice. You can just rent one of these buildings for $10,000 a month or whatever, and the NFL team could definitely do that. But
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I think the only interesting thing is like the Dak comeback story. That'll be fun to watch.
yeah,
But other than that, yeah, pretty boring. I think there were a lot of other interesting choices. Like I think the Falcons were up for it. I think that would have been way cooler.
the Falcons. I mean,
I don't think it'd be way cooler.
yeah,
I don't know. You got Kyle Pitts. You got no Julio.
yeah. You get to see Matt Ryan like, oh, what the fuck do I do without Julio?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
All
I throw to
that.
Kyle.
What do I do?
The Cowboys, Amazon does a Hard Knocks type show, and the Cowboys were just on that. So
Well,
I
what's
don't
on
know.
air now? Do they have a next one?
I don't know. I think they've done the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Cardinals so far, but it's pretty good.
Who do you think will be the last Hard Knocks team?
Ever?
The Patriots.
I'm saying like the last team to get it for the first time. Like who's going to be the bottom of the list before they have to start back over?
I don't think Belichick would ever let a media like come in and film his practices and stuff.
That's
I don't know.
probably fair.
I think it's probably in the CBA or something that you have to agree to it if you're chosen.
Really?
Probably.
Yeah, because like, no, I don't know. Because I mean, the team itself is a private entity. You know?
Hunter's giving it a goog right now.
Yeah, give it a goog. I wish we had a give it a goog song we could play while we wait.
Give
Hunter's
it a
googing.
goog. Give it a goog.
Give it a goog.
I don't have the keyboard out. I could
Yeah,
be
I was gonna
ripping the
say.
give it a goog.
Whip up a
Here.
tune on the board.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh no. I have to unlock the full power of CBS Sports by disabling my ad blocker.
Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum.
I don't know what this is. So Austin, do you want to read This Week in Tebow Tales?
Yeah, so Fox News basically came out and said Tebow's stealing reps in a bid to make the Jaguars, an NFL analyst says. So how do you feel about that, Hunter? He's robbing people of their reps in practice.
Like at the tight end position?
Yeah, young kids trying to get in there. He's saying, excuse me, Tim Tebow.
They don't really have a lot of tight ends on the roster, so I think he should be getting as many looks as possible.
All right. So you're saying Fox News is clickbaiting with his title right now?
Yeah, I want I want Tim Tebow in a Taysom Hill role where he's all over the place doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And so it says Tim Tebow stealing reps. Where are they pulling the direct quote of stealing reps from, or are they just?
I believe
saying
it was from Brian Baldinger because I see Brian Baldinger's face right there.
I usually like Baldy. I like Brian Baldinger. That sucks.
Baldinger is a hilarious last name.
Yeah,
definitely.
Someone getting whipped in the nuts.
Oh God! You saying that, my balls just tightened up. I was like,
Really dinged my balls.
Yeah, I want Tebow stealing reps from everybody, including Trevor Lawrence. I want him chucking that ball to people.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing is this is the pinnacle. You're in the league. It's like this. We're not supposed to play around. Like, if you're fucking good enough, like if you're Travis Kelce, he won't be stealing reps from you. So get fucking better or dirt nap. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to alpha other people to take their reps.
That's the whole. This is an alpha league. Like you can't not be an alpha.
Yeah.
It is an
Tom
alpha league.
Brady's stealing reps from other quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The other
Tom
quarterbacks
Brady's
are getting
ancient.
0 reps. Yeah.
Stealing reps from Jared Stitton back in the day.
Blaine Gabbert, he's stealing reps from right now.
Blaine Gabbert has a Super Bowl ring.
Blaine Gabbert tries to get in there and get some reps.
Tom Brady does not.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, we got a sad whoopsie this week. Guy I was excited about, undrafted free agent Tamorrion Terry, wide receiver on the Seattle Seahawks. I believe he was just indicted for being involved with a mass shooting in Georgia.
Yeah, felony murder charges, mass shooting in a nightclub. They're calling everything a mass shooting nowadays, even if it's just like a gang fight where 5 people die.
I don't know.
It says one person was killed and at least 7 people were shot. So
yeah, I think if it's over 5, it's probably a mass shooting, maybe.
Makes sense. Or maybe since they were probably aiming into a crowd, a mass of people, regardless of who they hit.
Yeah.
I think if you roll to a crowd and start firing and just incidentally don't hit anybody, it's still a mass shooting.
In this case, I'm sure he was just busting at one dude, and he probably missed 7 times and whacked a bunch of other people in the club.
I mean,
don't think he was
listen,
tracks and drag.
Our boy Tamorrion was one of 11 people involved, so like, who knows if he even did anything? As of right now,
the numbers. if one person died, tragic, of course, and 7 other people, so that's 8. So if 11 people are shooting and 8
Yeah.
people were hit, that means either some people weren't shooting or were just like, in the air or something.
I don't know.
So he could be one of those 3.
All I know is free my boy Tamorian.
He could just
We're a
be guilty
Free
by
Terry
association,
podcast.
Yeah, definitely a
Terry?
free Terry.
Free Terry sounds good.
Talk
Has a good ring to it.
Just rolls
about
up.
free Terry at P Terry. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But Jake, you ready?
Yeah. Today's fun game of the week. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-boo-boo-boo. The fun game of the week is the top 3 teams we're excited to watch this season. Pretty straightforward, but get some good opinions. So the order will go Hunter, Austin, myself.
Oh, geez, I'm first. I didn't prepare.
It rotates. If you want to know next week's order, it will be Austin, me, Hunter.
I didn't know you were Nostradamus, Jake.
Come on.
Yeah.
You just knew all this? All
What
right,
is it,
all right,
amateur
all right.
hour?
Well, the third most excited, or the third team that I'm most excited to see this year, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears
Ooh.
Shy
because
Town.
of Justin Fields. I think around, week 2, week 3, Andy Dalton will get that bench and Justin Fields will be in there slinging it to Allen Robinson and it'll be super exciting.
It's a good reason. Plus, that defense is real nasty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to see what that defense could do with an actual offense that doesn't go 3 and out every time. So, number 3 on my list of teams that I'm most excited to watch is the Arizona Cardinals. And I mean, Kyler Murray, I feel like he's one of the most exciting quarterbacks to watch in general, just because of how tiny and explosive he is as an athlete and his little magical feet. And then DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, and Rondale Moore, I feel like will be a really good wide receiving core. I'm interested to see how AJ Green does after being snapped up the past few years. But then they also got James Conner and Chase Edmonds. So I kind of want to see, I'm just interested to see how they do because James Conner, I feel like started off decent, but was really shit the last 2 years. And I think that might be the Steelers O-line too. And then also they signed J.J. Watt and they got Chandler Jones back and they drafted Zaven Collins. So the defense might be pretty nasty for the Cardinals as well. So that's my number 3.
All right, so my list is not necessarily like who I'm excited because it's like gonna clearly be good. I'm excited to watch these teams because may work out, may not. So that'll be interesting. So my number 3 is the Jaguars. I'm excited to see Trevor Lawrence and if he's going to be as the hype precede him. I'm excited to see if Tim Tebow makes the roster and just see if it's still going to be a shit show or not. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. That's those are all good reasons. All right. So for my number 2, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles. Which one do you think I'm going to say?
The Rams.
Jake?
I'm assuming you're going to say the Rams.
How do you know I don't like Justin Herbert and Derwin James?
Because he looks like he's 17 years old and Derwin James is hurt every year. But you do like Derwin James.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Los Angeles Rams because I want to see what happens when Matt Stafford is slinging it to people who are good at football and has like a good team around them. We could see like Super Bowl Matt Stafford. It might be cool.
I'm interested to see what Sean McVay does with an actual quarterback.
Yeah.
Now he can finally throw the ball down the field and make some ballsy calls instead of end arounds all the time. But
Also, real quick, back to Hard Knocks. We didn't even talk about the fact that we might see Micah Parsons like putting his wiener in people's butt cheeks or something.
Ooh,
Oh shit.
that's interesting.
Mm.
I would like to see him try to do that with Leighton Vander Esch, because I think he'll have another thing coming.
His penis.
Yeah. He'll be the one getting penises in his ass.
Sorry, go on.
But number 2 on my list is the Tennessee Titans. And I'm mostly just excited because one of my favorite players of all time, Julio, is there now. And I'm also a really big fan of AJ Brown. And I feel like Julio, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry is like one of the best trios that the NFL has seen in like the past 10 years. And I think like what Corey Davis did opposite of AJ Brown last year, I feel like Julio's going to have a real good year just because of all the attention AJ draws. And then they also signed Bud Dupree, and they drafted Caleb Farley, and they got big Rashawn Evans. So I feel like the defense is going to be tough.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So for my number 2, unfortunately, is also the LA Rams. Strictly same exact reasons Hunter was saying, to be able to see Matt Stafford possibly fucking just blow up.
Matty Stafford. I mean, he spent the past 10 years in Detroit, and now he's going to Los Angeles. Maybe he gets lost in the sauce and he has a meltdown.
See, I think it's going to be the other way around. I think, Detroit is Detroit, goes to LA, and he's like, wow, literally the girls that are 2s here were 10s back home. So he's just going to get super shredded, like be peak physical condition just so he can tear up the Tang.
I don't think so. Happily married. I think his wife has survived brain cancer or something.
He's
not leaving.
Down. Well, see,
I mean,
it's so fluid over there. She's like, I'm down too. Let's roll together. We roll in 2s.
I could see them going to some high-end swingers parties with Sean McVay and Tom Cruise.
That'd be cool.
Plus, like, he's probably gonna get his hands on some like adrenochrome, start drinking some baby blood. And he's younger than ever.
Yeah. Good for Matt Stafford.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So my number 1 will come as no surprise. It's the Jags. I want to see Trevor. I want to see Travis. I want to see Tim. I want to see all the T's just going crazy. I want to see Laviska chucking people. I want to see James O'Shaughnessy catching stuff from the tight end position. I want to see Shaquille Griffin running around. It's going to be fun. I want to see Urban Meyer yelling at people. I'm excited.
Yeah. I feel like they will probably be one of the more interesting teams to watch next year.
Yeah, a team that would have been probably pretty good on Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm. I would have liked to seen the behind the scenes in the Oklahoma drills.
Exactly.
I mean, and you got to think you probably get some sweet Jackson DeVille shots of him doing his warm-ups and stuff, like his stunt team or whatever.
Is he just running around practice the whole time doing?
He's just fucking up the practice, like, God damn it, Jackson DeVille.
I forgot to tell you guys, a reporter at my job just got an anchor job in Jacksonville. And I told her, I was like, hey, if you guys ever do anything Jags related or whatever, and she's like, yeah, I can probably get you to sign Trevor Lawrence jersey. And I was like,
wow,
what? So we'll see.
That'd be crazy.
But I could have like the direct pipeline of Jag swag.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks you don't want to live there anymore, because then you'd have the direct connection and just be right in the sauce,
Yeah, it was kind of a poopy city, but who knows? Maybe I'll be back. Give it another chance.
It's the biggest city in Florida.
Biggest city by land in the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but their buildings are collapsing in big sinkholes and people are dying.
Not in Jacksonville.
All right, well, number 1 on my list is the Buffalo Bills. And this is just my personal bias because I'm always excited to see what the Bills have done in the offseason and how it pans out. But I'm excited to see how Josh Allen plays in, I believe this is his 4th year now. And I feel like this year he'll probably be more polished than we've seen in the past. Like, he's improved like a good margin every year. I feel like this year he's going to be the complete package. He's going to be calm under pressure.
Austin, I don't know if you've seen, but I've been getting Lin-Manuel Miranda in the national media because
What?
some people are taking my Josh Allen crowd noise and writing articles about it.
Yeah, but that's all fake news because when the Steelers played the whatever song and he went crazy and threw that giant pass and it was all good. He likes noise. He's all right.
Okay.
But all right, and then I'm excited to see his second year with Stephon Diggs because in their first year with no off season and all the COVID shit, they had 127 catches, and he led the league with 1,535 yards and 8 touchdowns. So I feel like Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, their connection is going to be even better. And then we also signed Emmanuel Sanders and Matt Breida, and I'm hoping Matt Breida turns out to be as good as he is on Madden sometimes because he's got that speed, and I really think the Bills need a speedy running back because Devin Singletary and Zach Moss cannot get away from linebackers. And then lastly, our defensive line. We got Ed Oliver, AJ Epineza, Greg Rousseau, Carlos Basham, Star Lutulele, Mario Addison, and Jerry Hughes. I just feel like that rotation is going to be real sick. Like when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl a few years ago. Like I feel like we'll be able to keep rotating them. They'll be fresh. And maybe Dawson Knox learned a thing or two at that tight end camp. Maybe he gets more than 300 yards in a season. But yeah, I'm real excited for the Bills.
Austin, look at your phone.
You sending me Lin-Manuel Miranda? Listen, John.
All I'm saying, I said that like last year,
Listen,
and people are writing articles about it.
I think he'll be fine, dude. But
Okay.
it's another reason to be excited to watch the Bills because you never know what's going to happen.
True. Jake, who's your number one?
So I'm not gonna lie, when I brought up this idea, I thought it was kind of just like knowledge that we wouldn't put our favorite team as number one. I figured that would be a given. Clearly I'm excited to watch the Patriots play this year, especially with like everybody being new, but I did not list them as my number one. So my number one, it's whatever. But my number one favorite team that I'm excited for, I mean, figure is given besides Patriots, is the Washington football team.
Wow.
Because their defense was pretty fucking good last year, and now they got Ryan Fitzpatrick at the helm, signed a couple more receivers, and they might be a slept-on good team, honestly.
Well, they almost beat the damn Buccaneers in the playoffs last year. They're
Yeah.
the only team that gave them a run for their money.
Yeah.
Who was
So-
that quarterback that was going crazy?
Heineke.
Heineke?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, him and Fitzmagic are gonna have to battle it out. Heineke will probably tear his ACL knowing the Fitz curse.
Or maybe they do a fucking, dual quarterback. You go in, you go take a break,
Yeah.
hit some fucking whatever.
And you got Scary Terry and Curtis Samuel, the Ohio State Broskis. The speed.
So I think they'll be an interesting team to watch.
Yeah, it's a good one, Jake.
But speaking of interesting, these bracket results, contentious, especially now that we know the voting system.
Oh man.
So we can get into it. This first one right off the bat. Trevor
So-
Lawrence and DeAndre Hopkins.
Given that Hunter probably voted for this twice, I
I
think
didn't.
gotta give the dub to D.
Hunter, did you swoon from your ways?
Yeah, after you guys yelled at me, I just did the one vote.
Hunter's
Wow.
lying right on air.
He's like,
Oh
God damn
my
it, they know I have 2 votes in there.
Look at that
So-
Cheshire grin.
We should just put this to a vote between us. And obviously you guys know where my vote lies.
Wow.
Well, hold on. To make it dramatic, I'm gonna go with DeAndre Hopkins and leave
Oh,
it,
Jesus
leave it
Christ.
all up to Jake to make the final decision.
All right, let me
Now
look
go
at
ahead and
these.
walk us through what you're thinking, Jake. What do you see
Okay.
on these guys?
So, I mean, they're both such unique hair, I will say.
Yeah.
most of this bracket I've been saying there's a lot of maintenance involved. I think with keeping DeAndre Hopkins' hair like that. But I think once it gets to this far along, my thought is if DeAndre were to just leave his hair, not really do much, probably not going to look that as good as this.
Yeah.
But if Trevor Lawrence doesn't really do much to his hair, it's probably still going to look pretty similar. So
I'm sure Trevor's cracking
I-
egg yolks on that hair.
I disagree. I think Trevor's getting that creamed and primed in the salon every day, whereas D-Hop, all he has to do is get his edges lined up. He doesn't have to do anything with those big, long, tubular things. Once those things are set, those are set.
yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But he has to avoid
Just
getting
saying.
water on him. In the
Yeah,
sun.
that is true. Avoiding water is a tough.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence wears a swim cap in the shower.
Oh God, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Trevor Lawrence. I'm not gonna lie. That's just where it feel. If I had to choose whose hair I would want, I think I'd want Trevor Lawrence's. I'm just saying.
Actually,
That's a weird way to make your decision, but I can get
Jake
down
would
with
look
it.
better with DeAndre hair than Trevor Lawrence. We should Photoshop it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can
That'd
get
be
a.
really funny.
You do
So
have
he's-
similar facial structure to DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, here's what we'll do. I'll look both ways as these pictures are, so then I can Photoshop it on my
Yeah.
face. And okay, we'll let the Photoshop guy do the work.
Yeah, Photoshop.
Nice. That'll be fun. All right, cool. Trevor Lawrence moves on. That's what I like to hear. I thought I was gonna
Congratulations,
be a sad guy.
Hunter was pooping
Um,
his pants there for a minute. See it.
Yeah, I was. Next up, we got Melvin Gordon versus Bradley Roby. I guess all these were pretty contentious because here we got 54% to 46%. I don't know if I personally agree with this,
I think
but
I
it
went
seems
with-
like,
I agree with this.
huh?
I ended up going with Roby, I believe.
Jake, you agree with the numbers here?
I went with Melvin.
Wow. Yeah. So Melvin Gordon is the winner here. I think Bradley Roby has the cooler hair.
Yeah.
But you
But-
got to go with what the fans want.
Yeah, it's a fan bracket.
Yeah, we are known for that, doing what the fans want. Congratulations to Melvin. Next up, we have Jermichael Hasty, a guy I don't think any of us knew before this. He came very far in this competition against Trey Waynes.
Now he's a household
Uh,
name.
Exactly.
How many
But
kids on the street
did
I
not-
hear say, "You're being such a Jermichael Hasty right now"? I'm like, oh my God.
Did not fare well against Trey Waynes. His dreads are just, there's so many of them. They're so voluminous.
Yeah.
71
Spaghetti.
to 29. Yeah. Trey Waynes with that spaghetti hair. So Trey Waynes moves on. This next one, I know I'm the number one Bills hater around, but I've got a major problem with this one because I think Chase Young's hair is way cooler.
Oh, I'm sorry,
But-
Hunter.
That's just what I think.
But the
It's not what the
fans
numbers say.
do not agree with you.
Clearly,
Yeah, if this
no,
was a
I'll let the-
50-50,
I'll
you
let-
know, maybe it would go your way. But
I'll let the fans finish, but I think Chase Young has cooler hair than Cole Beasley.
It's just not true. Look at the
Wow.
golden locks.
I
There's
mean,
not
Chase
1
Young
ounce of
also has
vaccine.
golden locks.
Yeah, that's true. But Chase Young, it's just not as shiny and it's not as vibrant. You
That's
know,
fair.
like you can see the life in Cole Beasley's hair. You know,
The sun is like blasting. It doesn't matter. 63 to 37. Cole Beasley moves on. Doesn't matter.
So this is
Um,
next week will be the semifinals. Wow.
so next week, are you telling me we got Beasley v. Lawrence?
That's what it looks like.
BVL.
That
The
is what it
fans
looks
are
like.
going to have a tough one to decide next week.
Yeah.
Keep your eye out for that on the Instagram. Oh,
And
and
Melvin and Trey
it
Waynes.
looks like at the bottom of the rundown here we have a little free Pooh Shiesty message.
Yeah,
Oh.
Pooh Shiesty is one of my favorite musical artists, and I just felt like we should spread the word about Pooh Shiesty being in jail and
Huh.
try to free him. Try to get him freed.
Yeah, go on signmypetition.com. Start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Free
Yeah, we
Pooh.
have a GoFundMe set up for Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah. The
We've
federales
raised-
are using his Instagram posts and his music and stuff as evidence, and I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's
We've-
just creative goose.
Yeah,
know.
we've raised $28 so far for the cause. So if you guys want to
Yeah, I'm
hop
actually
in,
gonna make an invention and do a Kickstarter, and it's all benefits will go to Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah.
nice.
I don't think it's
Very
really a
nice.
money issue. I think it's more of a,
I'm breaking the law issue.
a legal issue.
Oh, okay. So we need to band together and change the legislation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Well, change starts with us. So,
It does.
but yeah, good show, guys. Keep your eyes peeled for that poll on the Instagram. Keep your eyes peeled for Jake with the two different hairstyles.
Yeah, that'll be
Fun one.
Might have to make one of
but
those
yeah.
my profile picture.
Do it. Definitely the DeAndre Hopkins one. Hopefully. But until next time, find us on YouTube where you found us. Found us on Instagram at Bro Football Focus, and find us on Twitter at Bro Football Focus with 1 L.
1L.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 L. All right, but until then, we'll see you next time.